All right, I'm going live. We got two women attacking me because of this issue. You want to get personal? Talk about my personal endeavors. Some of my friends said, to get personal with you all. We usually don't do that. I know you claim to be independent. Most of the men would say, "Are you truly independent?" Are you upper class? But even the poor from our women were not independent because they had fathers. And that's one thing that we're hearing right now is that we don't want to go back to the days of old when our father gave the blessing to our husband to get married. They don't want that at all, you know. But let's go over this controversy because they're going through this shit right now. It said when food costs skyrocket, avoid independent women. She don't need you. So what happened? What happened? I got a bunch of people running up on here mad of the truth. And let's see. I'm gonna make sure if you comment and I can see it. Let me view it on Facebook real quick. Let's see what's going on. I don't see any. Let me see. Yeah. Let me make sure to mute this on Facebook. All right. Let's go through this. Okay. When food costs skyrocket, avoid the independent woman. Why would you want to avoid the independent woman? Because they're independent. These are the only women. You don't never hear an Arab talk about, I don't need no Arab man. How dumb do you sound? How dumb do they sound? A Chinese woman, I don't need no Chinese man. Any nationality would not be saying this dumb shit. Why would you want to get with someone when it's crisis that are not a team player? That's saying that I don't need that other person. And this is the mentality of someone who could never be a part of an organization. We see organizations like the Nation of Islam or the Hebrew Israelite, for instance, us, where we know that we're better together. We're better when we work together. But let's read some of these comments so we can get into it. All right. So we see the top right here, and don't avoid the independent woman. So when she said and don't, I guess that means, okay, well, avoid me. When shit hit the fan, when prices go off the hook, they're not going to be looking for help because they're independent. They're not going to look for they don't need no man. And one thing is true, when a woman says they're an independent woman, they obviously didn't have no father. They say, well, my father taught me to be independent or whatever. But the fact is, by definition, if you have a father that got your back, that you can stay with, that you can be with, then you're not independent. And we should all strive to work with one another. We don't need to be independent. We all need someone to help us. But these women claim that they are independent. But let me continue though, and I'm gonna actually put in the invite for anybody that want to jump in here. Let me copy it. And let me see, where can I put it? I can't even put it on here. Man. I'm gonna put it on. You see this post right here? I'm gonna put it as the new. I'm gonna put put it right here. Paste. This is the link. The StreamYard link. If any of them dogging me, because I know they want to get on here, they want to do the whole Kevin Samuel thing. Oh yeah, well, personally, how to do Kevin Samuel. He's gay. They ain't gonna try to say I'm a homosexual. They ain't gonna do that. They can't do that to me. But they're gonna come up with something personal. When we dealing with the issues, do we really want to get personal? Because truth be told, nobody can judge me but the Almighty Himself. The rich, the poor, all of them are going to be judged by the Almighty. He's the one that kills you and makes you alive. Why would I worry about somebody I never met and how they feel? But this is what's going on here, And when I made this post, I didn't single out nobody. I was talking about a mentality. This is a mentality right here. Independent. Let's continue though. Let me see. All right. So you're sounding more like a misogynist soapbox. Let me see how I responded to this. So I put that independent shit, dumb as fuck. No other ethnicity talk like that. Misogyny suggests all women, but all women are not this dumb. Like I said, the women attacking me, they don't realize it's their divide and conquer, because other women in China, they're not going to say fuck the Chinese man. Do you think that that's the mentality? You think they pushing that the Chinese women are going to be independent from the Chinese man and we don't need the Chinese man? How weak would China become with independent woman mentality? That these women and the men are not working together. How weak would they become? China would be the most weak place. They will fall overnight if they promoted an independent woman being independent from the other Chinese man. So I said, misogyny suggests that all women, suggests I hate all women, or my comment is directed towards all women. My comment is not directed towards all women. It's directed towards the women who want to be independent from their own people. You don't hear that from no Ethiopian woman. Oh, I don't need no Ethiopian man. I can do this by myself. I don't need no Ethiopian man. You will never hear that come out their mouth because they got some sense. But these women on there talking crap to me now, they don't have this sense. They're filled with hate and stupidity. And it has to be stupidity. It has to be stupidity because you think about it. I'm independent. First of all, these women of different nations know they're not independent because they have a father. And that father had to give the blessing. See, even these independent, they want to get married, right? They hypocrite. They want to get married, right? And in the marriage ceremony, what happens? The father walks down the aisle halfway with his daughter and then stops and let his daughter walk to her new husband. What is that ceremony? That ceremony is indicative of the father giving the blessing of his daughter to get out of his care and go to the care of her husband. That's the ways of old, but these women's, we can't go back to the ways of old. Why don't you just get with the times? But y'all want to do the same thing now, the ways of old. Y'all want to have a traditional marriage, do you not? And that's exactly what happens in marriage. It may be symbolic now because the father don't have no say-so on who the woman marries. See, thousands of years, the father had say-so in who the woman. If the woman wanted to marry a man, but her father said, this is not the man for you, she couldn't get married. In the majority of cultures, in over 90% of the cultures around the world, that was the case. It didn't matter if the woman wanted to get married to the man. It was he worthy? Did he show himself worthy? Did he get a dowry to that father? And when that happened, then that's what kept marriages together. The fact that he went through the father, showed himself worthy, and now when they go through things, that man will report to her father. That man would have he wouldn't just argue with the woman. He would report to that. He was a part of the family. How do you really put two families together if that man does not go to that woman's father? But these women hate men so much that they can't have a father. They don't have a father, so they call themselves independent. They don't have a father. Okay, let's continue though. Let's go to the one that everybody is railing on right now. Let me see. Do I have anybody that's trying to get in? Okay, I put the link. I put the link on there. So if you guys want to come in, let's go to the one all of them are railing about. Right here. Laugh my ass off. Let's go. Let's see more. Let's see what she say. As much as black men tell black women they aren't taking care of them, we don't give a fuck. right? At least the independent woman will have the money to buy her food, and you'll still be on crying about it. Shut up. You know what's crazy about that? If shit could hit the fan and food prices go up, and they talk about an independent woman gonna have the money to, if food prices go up, an independent woman gonna need some protection. It's not gonna be a joke. She's gonna be an independent woman with no man to protect her while she going out with that money. And money is tight out here. Oh, but yeah, I'm independent. Shut up. How about you go gather your brothers and go build something or go farm something? Better yet, go stop all these problematic black men from molesting children and robbing old folks. These same black men are molesting children and robbing old folks were raised by independent women. They weren't raised by a man. What are you talking about? They was raised in a dysfunctional household with a woman who is emotional, and they don't even know how to control themselves because they don't have no. Let's say something to the grown men raping young black men on their first night. So we got grown men raping men. That's homosexuality. All that homosexual stuff, man wanting to be a woman, it bloomed when there's no man in the house. If it was a man in the house, a little boy wouldn't go out with his butt showing. If it was a man watching him all the time, you think a straight man want to see his, but one of these independent women got their butt showing, they independent. They trying to, you know what I'm saying? They trying to advertise that ass because they want to mess with somebody. So they're advertising their butt, and the child under them is advertising their butt. Independent women. Okay, stop talking about weaves. Stop letting black women out earn and out educate you. Why? You know what I'm saying? Why is you acting like we hate black women? This is crazy. It's like we're not enemies, but you say, oh, we're enemies. It's a black, you don't let the black woman. That just shows how messed up she is. Let's continue. Stop letting black women out earn and out educate you. Stop talking about weave and nails like other races of women don't do it. Stop yelling about government assistance like black men are swiping that EBT card too. Go stop these Negroes from killing black people every 5 hours. As I said before, that EBT, that government assistance stuff was to destroy the black community. Welfare was to destroy the black community. Welfare said to kick the man out the house. Who did that? To break up the home. And then she said, stop these Negroes from killing black people every 5 hours. We didn't kill each other when we had men in the household. Not like we're doing today. Now we got these emotional niggas who never had a father. So they're on 10. They're just like their mama. You say something to them, they cannot control themselves. They ready to be, just like they independent woman mama. Ready to get mad. I remember when my grandfather and my little brother's father who raised me, who was married to my mama, was acting. When they got angry, you didn't see them wailing and acting like a woman, acting all upset. You could see how black men know how to control their emotions. And that was a good thing for a young boy when I was young, growing up, seeing my grandfather. I seen him when he was angry, but he never blew up. He knew how to control his emotions. That's what manhood is about. But that's not what womanhood is about. So we got all these black men raised by women. They never seen a man sit there and control his emotions. You know when your father's mad, he got that look on his face and he gonna act and do certain things. He might get a whooping, but he's not gonna be acting like a woman, hollering at the top of his lungs and you know what I'm saying, and carrying on. Because that's how men, but like I'm saying, so now when you talk about stopping these black men from killing one another, they are raised by women. All right? Let's see. Now go stop your brothers from making babies everywhere and leaving them. I just showed how, and I want to show that again. Let me see, because I want to show that again. I'm gonna have to do that another time. I want to show how it's the law of the land that you don't have no rights whatsoever to your child until you go in front of a court. So that's kind of like when people say, don't worry about things you can't control. If a woman can use that child to destroy him, child support, parental alienation, As soon as a baby is born, you can't even tell the nurses nothing. You can't tell the nurses, don't give my child that vaccination. They're gonna say, well, you a man, an unmarried man at that. You can't make no decisions. So when you got a baby, when you can make no decisions whatsoever, all the decision-making abilities and everything and all the custody is given to the woman, and then you want a man to go over there and fight like hell in a court that's already biased. See, the fact that this woman is saying, and we're gonna see that later, but she's saying what these men don't try to fight in court, she just don't know. It's hundreds of thousands, if not say million or over million, just on Facebook alone, of fathers fighting in court, losing, telling about how court is biased, talking about they fought for 3, 4, 5, 7 years. But guess what? Them women don't give a fuck about fathers fighting in court. That's just one of them talking points, like they say, they will tickle they bullshit. They don't give a fuck about no man fighting in court. They'll never help a man ever get his kids. But let's keep going. We're past tired of hearing your bullshit, and you haven't put in work for your people as a collective of man since the civil rights era. Right? No one cares about your plight anymore. If you're a black man not building, you need not be seen, not heard. Keep the independent woman off your mind and out of your mouth. We're too busy trying to accomplish what you conquered ass won't get up and do. I'm sick of you and your whack ass posts about women as if your culture of men contribute to make things easier for them. Now look at this. You're not going to be able to accomplish nothing if you don't have your man. If you don't have a family unit, if you don't have a unit, then how you gonna conquer anything? Remember what I just noted, Black Wall Street, they had the bombers. There, because we had man, woman, and child, we were a community, we worked together. When we're able to work together, then we can protect what is ours. But when you're independent, a divide and conquer mentality, you ain't gonna be able to do shit. So stop talking, oh yeah, let independent women go do things you can't. You ain't gonna get shit done. Ain't gonna have shit to yourself because you're independent. It's just like the Tower of Babel. It was nothing that you couldn't stop them people from doing when they were together. Okay. Let's continue. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Okay, okay. Wait, I keep messing up. Okay. So I said, please look at my other posts and feel free to get triggered by those as well. There are some good ones. So I knew she was triggered. I ain't even say nothing to her personally because I wouldn't do that. I don't know her personally. But I was talking about independent women because that mentality is a divide and conquer. There's no other. The white women don't even say that. White women don't say that shit. Okay. Now, you could say in the Western countries, they got feminism and the feminist white women are going to say that shit. But if you go to you go to Italy, Italian women are not saying they don't need Italian men. When they have a nationality, when they have a common flag, when they have a common holidays, they're going to look out for one another. They're going to bond with one another. They're not going to dog one another. But it's only black women that do that. Let's keep going. And whenever somebody hits y'all with some ugly truth, you think someone's triggered. That's how you know you don't give a fuck because none of these issues are a laughing matter. Lame. Okay, so she's calling names. And only a fool utters a slander. I'll read your paragraph from 30 minutes. I was at work. She said she at work. She ain't even going to respond, but she did respond. Dude, you're at work talking shit about independent women. Okay, buddy, you respond. I won't even bother. You got it, big dog. She's like, okay. Do you want to have a civilized conversation or are you in your feelings? I knew she was in her feelings. You know what I'm saying? I put up the link right now. If they want to jump in, they don't want to have a conversation with me. They want to keep typing. They type warriors. They don't want to come up in here. You can come up in here. And I'm going to upload this to my YouTube too. Y'all see their name, Katrina Diggin. Y'all can come through. So I actually read what she said because I was at work. So I actually read what she said. So I wanted to comment on what she said right here. Katrina Diggins. After reading what you said, the crazy thing is you talking about since the civil rights era, that's around the same time they gave women primary custody and changed the laws on the books like no-fault divorce. You wonder why things are fucked up because out of 1,000 years in history, now independent independent women are the head of the household. That is evil that has not been done on the earth. So, right, I was just saying that's when fathers stop raising their sons. When a father raised his son, he would teach him whatever trade he had. He would make sure that he was able to sustain himself. Now that no fathers in the house, these mothers are not teaching them that. These mothers are teaching them to go to work and go to school and then learn. The mothers are not teaching the child, a man child, anything. So since they had custody for the last 70 years, 60 years, we're talking about 60s and 50s, primary custody given to the woman. Before, we all had trades because we were the same thing our father was. Our father taught us something. Now that we don't have no father in the house, we got to go to somebody's school and try to get a job. All right, let's continue though. So, yeah, I'm out. These old ass talking points are a waste of time. Because if you hadn't debunked those lies yet, it's because you truly aren't ready to move forward as a man. The truth is your divorce rates are high because you're shitty husbands. You don't know how to treat your woman or each other for that matter. No, divorce rate is high because the father is the one that gave the blessing to the husband to get married. Y'all don't want to have no father. You don't want to do it the right way. When it was done the right way, divorce didn't happen like that. When you had a black man who was a father, who had his right to be a father, and you got married through your father, that's why y'all didn't have to get divorced. And also, they didn't have something called no-fault divorce. Well, a woman can divorce a man for no reason because they know they're going to take it for broke. See, a lot of women, especially on this thing, they say, well, you know what? I'm going to get with a man who got money. See, when he got money, I'll be able, if you ain't got no money to provide, then why would I submit to you? You ain't got no money. I only submit to somebody who's going to take care of me, right? That's what the women always say. But then turn around and divorce the nigga and take all his money. Well, if a woman knows she has the ability to take all this man's money, and the only reason she gonna be submission and go get married to him because he got money, what do you think that is? That's a setup. It ain't about money. That's why the scripture said in Ecclesiastes 7:12, and it is the Sabbath day. So I'm gonna go ahead and read Ecclesiastes 7:12. It said, for wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. These women have no wisdom whatsoever. They have no wisdom. That's why they say, fuck the old paths. They're really saying, fuck God. They're godless women that we're dealing with on this post. She heard her name. She got a nerve of her name to be Bot Israel, Sister Israel on it. But she is talking about forget the old paths. We're going to see. Okay. Let's keep going. Every movement we had for advancement have been backstabbed by black men. Every successful black man has been taken down by white men with the help of black men. History also shows that black men had the opportunity to be on their own. They chose to stay. Black men have summoned the Supreme Court on a few occasions, and they were for the right to marry white women. Okay, let's unpack some of this stuff right here. Every movement that we have for advancement have been backstabbed by black men. Now, every movement that we had was headed by black men. Notice that, though. Notice that the head of everything, whenever we got any type of success, we had a black man be the head of it. We're going to talk about what? Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad, Yahweh Ben Yahweh, Ben Ami, Noble Drew Ali, Malachi Z. York. All these are black men who had movements. That was the head of the movement. Where the women are the head of any motherfucking thing when it comes to black. When we have a woman, and now you can get 1,000 people in the room because this woman came. We had Shahrazad Ali, but she was under Elijah Muhammad. You can't even talk about Shahrazad Ali getting 1,000 people in the room. But what woman leader have we had? But now we want to have all the women be the leader of the house. The independent woman, we're gonna get custody to her, and she gonna lead. That hasn't happened. So you can talk about, oh, well, it's a downfall. Yes, in order for a black man take another black man down, we're behind enemy lines. So that's what's going to happen. History also shows that black men have the opportunity to be on their own, but they chose to stay. Yeah, we chose to stay with our woman. You chose to leave. Black men have summoned the Supreme Court on a few occasions, and they were the right to marry white women. Okay, so you talk about black men summoning the Supreme Court and only to marry white women. That sounds crazy. I'm an Israelite. I don't even know why you would say that to me. You already know I'm an Israelite. Let's continue. Nothing to advance their people. Redo a research of history from a different view, and you'll see it for yourself. Okay, nothing. So he said black men did nothing to advance their people. Now, how can you say that? And you can point to a couple black women in history, but when you talk about leadership, black women did a lot of good things, you know, a lot of inventions. But when you talk about leadership and bringing our people together, it's only been black men. When has it been black women that brought our people together? A Million Man March. Where's a black woman that did that? Black woman ain't never did no Million Man March. Black woman ain't never brought many people together. It was the black man. So this whole notion that black men, but right now, black women are the leader. Where black woman can get 1,000 black families or black people in one room. They say, oh, unless it's Beyonce doing some foolishness, have nothing to do with righteousness. Yeah, you can get Nicki Minaj, all these independent women like Beyonce. That's their leaders. Oh yeah, what she say? And she got a husband. She's talking about independent. All the women, yeah, you can get 1,000 black men in a room with her and black women to say some stuff that she don't even believe in. But when you talk about any positive movement, it's been all black men. They say Khalid Muhammad is coming to town. That's a black man. Am I right? Okay. So at this point, you can't get nothing done as a man because you choose to get nothing done as a man. Women step off that same boat and not let a damn thing stop them from getting theirs. What are you talking? Get with it. But in the meantime, you need to keep your mouth off of us because we have never been able to depend on you, and real history shows it. Okay. So when they have a son, you see the type of venom that they're raising the son they hate. See, I'm not saying that we should separate ourselves and we can never depend on the black woman. The black woman ain't this. I'm not dogging black women, but you can see that they hate black men. They hate the black man that they single mamas and hate that little black boy. That's why he ain't gonna be nothing. They're raising a man hating little boy. Think about her having a little boy. You think she's gonna teach him anything positive? Yeah, she's gonna maintain him. But as a black man, you see the scorn she had. She said, man, I don't think my little boy gonna be a leader. My little boy, he might as well hang it up because black man ain't shit. You hear this? You don't hear me saying that about black women. You hear me saying that about the independent woman mentality. Yes, when black women have an independent woman, independent means what? Independent means they want to separate, divide and conquer. And like I said, that's the dumbest motherfucking woman is an independent woman. Why? What? The black woman is the only one. They got a couple white women. But think about it like this. Let's compare this black woman to all the other Filipino women. Are they saying they're independent? Let's go down the list. Arab women, are they saying they're independent? No. Ethiopian, no. Somalian, no. Indian from India, they saying they don't need their man. They independent, no. So all across the board, ain't nobody saying that dumbass shit but black women. But then they get mad at you. Let's continue though. Oh, so this is what I put. Oh, that's you lashing out at your own father. The fact is, and give me one moment. All right, back. So let me read what's going on because I have they still making posts right now. I told them I'm going live. You see they ain't coming on this live. You see how I put right here, reaction to your comment. Well, you're welcome to join my live. They're not going to come on this live. And I posted the link on there. They're not going to do that. They know better. See, because I'm not going to be screaming at them, dogging them. I'm gonna speak logic, and you know what I'm saying. But let's continue though. The fact is, traditionally, a woman was never independent. She went from her father to her husband's house. So right now, so that's what I'm saying. So the only reason Black women claim to be independent because they don't have no fathers no more. That's the long and short of it. See, Arab woman has a father, so that Arab man had to go to that woman's father in order to get her hand in marriage, and her that you know what I'm saying. So they was not independent. They had a father in their life. They wouldn't claim independent because when you're independent, you don't have no. It's not a unit. It's not a community. It's not a unit. It's not a family. You're independent. But see, when you have a father, you know you're a unit. You know you're part of a unit. You're part of a family. And it's two families coming together. It's never independent. I'm all by myself. But because they hate fathers so much, they hate Black men so much, they're going to be independent. Corrupt mentality. Okay, see, that corrupt mentality is new to the earth. Here go her. She put the little She put the 50 Cent like, oh yeah, I'm right. I'm home. That's why I put prideful and arrogant scorner. You just know you right, because she just knows she right. She said, yeah, independence is the way to go, even though nobody else does it. Even though you can see that it don't work. Let's continue though. It's hard outshining these men every day. Here go Brittany coming in. It's hard outshining these men every day. Keep going. Independent, of course. And their poor excuse for being extremely behind Black women. That's all. Look, she said outshine these men because she hate her father. How you gonna talk about these men if you got a good father? You know how Black women love to say, you must hate your mama the way you talk about Black women. I don't even talk about Black women, but you see how they talk about Black men? They hate fathers. They hate their father. That was it. Outshine these men because they're extremely behind Black women. She never had a good father, obviously, and you see this. So she, oh, these men ain't stuff. They're railing against their own father, because if you had a father, you wouldn't be an independent woman. According, you know what I'm saying, to history, when people had fathers, that father, they were under their father's house until they went to their. That's what the whole marriage thing. When a father walks down the aisle with his daughter and gives her in marriage, that's the father giving the blessing to whatever man she's marrying. They weren't independent. They went from their father's house to their husband's house. That's how it's supposed to be. That's why marriage ceremony is set up that way. But they say we're not going to do it that way. They want to get married, but they don't want to go through the marriage ceremony and how marriage is supposed to be done. When the father walks down the aisle with his daughter and gives away, they don't want no man having no. See, understand this. According to history, if a Black woman said, I want to marry this man, but her father said, no, I don't want to marry. I don't want her to get married to him, to that man. She couldn't marry that man. But she want to be so independent, she don't even want to listen to her own father. That's how evil independent mentality is. These women are evil. They don't want to listen to their own father, even though when they go down the aisle, they got to hold their fathers up until the middle of the aisle. Then the father let them go because the father's the one that's supposed to give the blessing. They say, oh, we don't want to do it that way. We're in a modern day society. Why are we in a modern day society, but we still doing traditional marriage ceremony? Because that's the way marriage is done all through thousands of years. And now women want to change it. Let's continue though. I said to Brittany, I love her as myself too. I'm talking about the other sister. I said, I love her as myself too. That's what you got messed up, Brittany. She's the one lashing out instead of being civilized. It's not about Black man versus Black woman. It's about returning to the ways of old. When the father gave the blessing to the husband. She laughed at that. She laughed at the fact because she knows for a fact that her father wouldn't do that. You know, her father was probably raised by a single independent woman. That's probably why he's not there. See, so she laughing at the fact that we should do it the traditional way. If she had a father, then she wouldn't do all that. But yeah, let's continue. I'm sorry, it's 2022, not really how things are working. I don't think it's working for you, but I think you're coming off very disrespectful towards Black women, like you said, because of experience. Maybe change your tone and study some more. Yeah, and I'm glad she noticed. You know what I mean? She said study some more. I said people supposed to study, but she said it's not working for you. If it's not working, why are you getting on the post? You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my thing, and some people want to attack me. And then when they say being disrespectful towards Black women, I love the sisters. I'm being disrespectful towards the feminist mentality of an independent woman, because I know that there's good women, the daughters of Zion. The one could what her name, Cassandra, Miss Diggins, she claimed that she's one of the daughters of Zion. That's what her name is, Bat Israel. That means daughter of Israel. Because they because for her to say that's not how things are going right now, two men can get married. Right now, abortion is okay. Right now, all these pagan holidays. This woman, you know what I'm saying? She wants to talk about me and talk about how things are not going, how things are today. But we're supposed to return to the ways of the Almighty, not the ways of the world. But right here, this is her, this son, this is not, this is 2022, not how things are working. I'm a worldly woman. Miss Brittany Shanae, she's a worldly woman. It is what it is. She wants to go by the, when in Rome, do what the Romans do. We're not going to do it the right way. And I put the Brittany, because I know she was talking crap. Hey, you should study anyway. And your morality is a violation of the commandments. Your opinion on what works for me is not God's judgment. If you knew God's judgment, you wouldn't celebrate pagan holidays, eat unclean food, believe in abortion, homosexuality, and you wouldn't hate fathers and fatherhood. So if you want to judge me according to Creator's laws, because man's correction is cruel. Ask King David. Now, maybe this was a misdirection. I don't know what she is. But what I do know is when you're a worldly person, worldly people celebrate pagan holidays. She just claimed to be a worldly person. Worldly people eat anything that tastes good to them. Worldly people are for abortion, especially feminists to talk about they independent. Most likely, they're for abortion. Most likely, they're for homosexuality. Worldly women like Miss Brittany, most likely, if she wants to go by the world and say, well, those ways of old, God's ways are old. And that's what she just said. God's ways are old. And I'm an independent woman, and we're going to do things my way, the worldly way, how people are doing it out here today. So when you have somebody like that, you know that they're evil. They don't think that they're evil. They think it's okay to abort kids. I mean, like I said, when it comes down to it, they think it's okay for two men to get married. Okay, let's continue though. And then I put right here, man's correction is cruel. Ask King David. Remember, King David asked the Almighty. The Almighty asked King David. No, I'm gonna go back. The Almighty asked King David. He said, "Who do you want to judge you? Do you want the people to judge you, or do you want me to judge you?" And King David said, "I want the Almighty to judge me, because He knows the judgment of people are evil, just like these women. They want to do personal attacks and judge me, but you're not supposed to care about what man think, because men are going to judge you evil. They're not going to judge you according to the commandments, especially a worldly woman like this. She's going to have the most evil judgment possible." Let's continue though. Right here, looking at you judging me, not knowing my life or opinions on this matter. You're just a talker, and I'm going to stand on what I said. Live how you want, but it sounds like you're scorned, and this rhetoric is not really working for you. Don't use God as means to disrespect and discredit Black women. I could go on and on, but let's be honest. You can care less about my credibility and knowledge on the subject. Be blessed. Okay. What she just say right here? Don't use God as mean to disrespect and discredit Black women. I'm not disrespecting this. I basically said an independent woman is not a godly woman. And they proved my point. They said, forget God's ways, forget the ways of old, when a father, you know what I'm saying, when a man had to go to a woman's father to get the blessing for marriage, forget all that. We're going to do it our way. The whore woman way, the independent woman way, the Western woman way. So don't use God as a way to disrespect me. Well, what I'm saying is there's laws and rules and and ways of life that you have to live in order to do it the right way. She's saying let's have a free fall. She don't have no beliefs. She's just gonna go with what society is doing. We know society is evil and wicked and messed up, but that's the way she wants to go with no instructions whatsoever. That's how you know an evil woman. She don't have a God. She don't have a right and wrong. Oh, well, she don't know the difference between right and wrong. What's right and wrong is what society told her right and wrong is. That's why she say it's okay to, that's why she most likely is celebrating pagan holidays. Because society celebrates it. It's just for the kids. See, fools have delight in evil. They delight in wickedness. And that's what's going on. But let's continue. Okay, right here say, shit, sis, let them have it. Notice they always have to go back to ancient ways. Shit don't work. The whole world has to fall into chaos for them to be on top as a collective because they refuse to economically compete with other races of men, or they have to revert to guilting you, God's word, because their own doesn't hold any weight. Let's deal with this by itself. We're gonna keep going. This woman, she said, now this is her name. Like, if you click on her profile, her name is Daughter of Israel, Bat Israel. She said, notice they always have to go to ancient ways. What did Jeremiah say? Seek the old paths. That's the commandments of the Almighty. She say, oh no, we got to do what modern day America do. Knowing it's getting more evil by generations, getting evil. We had good times. We had these family shows. We don't even have it. Generation by generation, it's getting more evil. We're going to do it the way Americans do it. He said that the Almighty's words and the Almighty's ways don't work. This is what Katrina Diggins said. And I'm going to put this on my YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So at least I'm going to have at least 100, 200. You know, I got 1,000. I got like 1,200 subscribers. So we're going to have somebody checking this out. They might fave me after this is done. And fave you too, Miss Brittany. But she has to, it said right here, the whole world has to fall into chaos for them to be on top. What does that mean? When the world fall to chaos, who the first going to die? Is it going to be the black man or the black woman or the independent woman? Who going to be the first to die? We both going to die. We both need each other, but who's going to be the first to die? The independent woman. It's going to be pandemonium. They have no man to protect them. They scared of a rat in their house. They scared of a motherfucking, you know how it is. But so if things go to shit, they're going to be the first to die. All right? And it said they have to revert to guilting you with God's word. Guilting me with God's word? No. We can point out something in the scriptures that we all are breaking. I just want the people to acknowledge what is right. And this is not only God's word. This is all around the world where a man had to go to that woman's father in order to get her blessing for marriage. That's what that was. But let's continue. They're too busy trying to compete with and keep us in line. They're always talking about how we are the only women who are independent from their man, while forgetting to point out that we are also the only race of women that economically outrank their man. Okay. How do you economically outrank us? Think about this for a moment. Any one person with some money can't do shit with it. But if you have 1,000 broke motherfuckers that working together, they got a whole facility. They got something. They got something to work with. If you're independent, when you die, or what the fuck, who does it go to? Y'all don't even have, it's like when you talk about them Arabs, you're going to see a new Arab every 6 months. They're not independent. They love one another. So therefore, they're going to have, when they got something, all they people got something. But if the woman is the only one saying we outrank them, because they the only ones that's selfish and fucked up mentality, don't want to give their people nothing. They are the only woman that independent. Because if another woman from another race had money, she would share the wealth. She would be the head of it, but she would make sure that all the rest of, look at them Chinese women in them shops. Are they hiring other people? They hiring their own people to work there. But it's only, let's continue though. They should be embarrassed to show their faces. I'm the black woman who is done calling them kings when they have no kingdom or no wealth to leave behind to their children. Bro, keep your mouth closed. Okay. Now, when you leave something behind to your children, it's usually from the fathers. It's not what's she talking about leaving something behind for their children? Yeah, like the single women, the independent women are leaving something behind for their children. They're the head of the house right now. Why, if them being the leaders of the community, the single independent women mostly raising the children, why don't we hear about them leaving something behind for their children? Because when we had men in the house, the fathers always left something behind. You always heard about how the father taught their son to trade and taught their son, and they carried on, and they had on their land, they carried on tradition from father to son. You hear about that, but you don't hear about it with these single parent women. You don't hear that. Talking about leaving something behind. Well, if the women are the head of the household in the black community today, and that's undeniable, what are they leaving behind for the kids today? Not a damn thing. Not a fucking thing. But they want to say, well, black men ain't leaving them behind. Well, let's continue though. Well, if you actually bring a point, then we can talk. All you did was criticize. Yeah. I ain't really want, let's see what she said. But he's talking about culturally, he does not know culture. The matriarch is the leader of the family. Okay. They feed us with the same bullshit. They got us thumping them Bibles and on these boats to America. Feeding us with the same BS the white man enslaved us with is really sick. I hate arguing, but I don't play about black sisters. My granddad, 89, and still wouldn't agree with this man. Now, she just said this. Let's talk about white people. Okay. They feeding us with the same BS the white man enslaved us with. Now, how do you know that Miss Brittany Shanae is ignorant as hell? She obviously ain't read the Bible. See, she's going with the white man by saying that she's against God, she's against the old ways, she's godless, she doesn't have any way of life. Then she's gonna go by what society does. That's the white man, because the Bible is against homosexuality, the LGBT community. The Bible is against abortion, which happens on the regular. The Bible is against all the white man holidays. And one thing about the Bible also says that people are cursed and turned white. That white skin was a curse, and that, you know what I'm saying? You can see that in Numbers 12 and 2 Kings chapter 5. So when we talk about it being a white man's book, these people came out of Egypt with the pharaohs. These are black people. See, Katrina knows that. That's why she ain't gonna say nothing dumb shit like that. But Brittany, she don't know anything about spirituality, anything about the Bible. And that's how you know, even though she's probably a nice woman, she don't have no morals. She don't have no morality. You could have somebody very intelligent but kill babies through abortion on the regular. That don't mean that they're a good person because they have money, they're the doctor, and they're killing babies. Same thing with these type of women right here. Say, I put right here, I didn't give her with God's words. I said only God can judge me. So only judge me with God's words, because yours don't matter. And I'll try and let them know, listen, stop getting personal, because really I don't care what y'all think, because I know that y'all would justify two men laying together. Y'all would justify abortion. Y'all would justify eating pork. Y'all would justify all types of evil that goes on here. So why would I give a fuck if you turn around and say, well, you ain't this, you need this, and you as you a bad man? How you gonna tell me right from wrong, and you don't know right from wrong? You don't have a code. You're a godless woman. All right. Okay, let's continue. Yes, I'm criticizing the initial point you made to black women, but you missed my point because you went straight to commandments when the subject was independent women. I went to commandment because you started talking about what's working for me and that I need to do this and that. And I'm like, why are you judging me? Why are you getting personal? When I didn't get personal with you, because I judge people according to, are they keeping the commandments of the Almighty? Are they a liar? Are they stealing? Are they committing adultery? These are the morality that you look for. You don't look for what somebody think. Like this woman right here. Talking about, oh yeah, damn. Listen, let me continue. Go be independent. Maybe you won't spend so much time blaming independent women and white people for all your troubles. I never blame white people for my troubles. She the one talking about white. In fact, Brady the one talking about white folks. I can't blame white people for my trouble in captivity. You have never heard me say that. In fact, I'm part of the fathers' rights movement where they are hurting white men on the regular. A lot of white men are my allies in this fight because they can't see their kid either. A lot of white men kill themselves trying to do the right thing, loving on their babies, and are denied the right to even see their babies. And they go to the point of killing themselves because they have so much good in them. They have so much love for their children and can't see them. And that's why they kill themselves. But y'all women don't care about that. They don't care about that. The independent woman don't. Oh, he should have fought harder. Fuck that white man. That's how y'all think. But let's continue though. Okay. Sometimes we are the reason we're not seeing results we want in our life. So she's talking about the results that I want to see in my life or something. Maybe she's trying to get personal. Once again, when people get personal, you know they lost. They don't have nothing constructive to say. I said, I went to the commandment because you started to get personal and criticize me. This post is impersonal. And since both of you don't know me, then only God can judge me. Instead of getting personal, let's get back on subject. Because I want to get back. I don't really want to come at my sisters the wrong way. Now, if anybody want to join this live, the link is in this post right here. Get on that post. I'm saying though, it's very much given. I haven't found a woman to entertain this ideology. I'm gonna bash them because I can't sustain. So now she's saying that I can't sustain. Like, okay, I guess I'm gonna consider what a poor man. I don't have some. I can't. What are you trying to say? I'm bashing women because I don't have a job. That I don't have a teacher. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to get personal on my salary, but it's like, okay, I'm not bashing women. I'm not even bashing women. I know, see, the independent woman is the one that hates their people to the point where they don't even want to deal with their people. They want to be independent. No other women does that. That's the mentality I'm going for. Not all women, but I guess since you listen to so much Beyonce, and what's that one song? Miss Independent. That's why I now. How you gonna love somebody that's independent? If she's independent, if she's with you, if y'all go together, how is she independent? If y'all together, that song don't even make no sense. So he loves somebody not even trying to get with him. But these women want to be independent. Let's continue. Sis, I felt it too. Did y'all DM? I put right here. Did y'all DM each other before you came on here? I'm about to be out, y'all. Y'all win later. I had my people call me, and I really couldn't keep going back. I was on the phone with my peoples. I really couldn't keep going back and forth. Plus, like I said, they were trying to get personal now. So it was like, okay, once you get personal, get off the independent things, and it's kind of like, we're gonna wait. I'm gonna wait because they in their feelings right now. And when women are in their feelings, they want to hurt your feelings. And that's basically what they were doing right now. They were like, they in their feelings. So they're going to say, oh, personally, you ain't got this and got that. They're going to admit they don't know me from a can of paint. But they're going to say, listen, you must be broke. And you must be hurt. And that's why you saying this. And if you had money, you wouldn't even say this. But you will, you know what I'm saying? Or just whatever. Oh, yeah, well, personally, yeah. Whatever they come up, they want to hit personal because they say, well, this is not hurting. If I say this is not getting under his skin. So let me get personal, because women, they want to deal with emotion and not just talking about the subject right here. Say, I'm gonna bow out till later. I let them have it. I'm glad they, you know what I'm saying, they was good and happy and things of that nature. They thought they won something. Girl, the way I just screamed, she screamed in there. Katrina, I wish she was a better woman. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I mean? You can just talk to me. You can just talk to me. You ain't gotta, you can hit me up on the DM. You ain't gotta be acting like this. Now she got to the point where she was screaming. Ain't that crazy? I don't know this kind of woman, but I love what she said. She said this kind of woman. She said, I stand on my own point and she can too. Let me start because I got time today. It's a big facts right here. They got to catch up fast because I've had enough. I had it to my forehead with this crap. So they really thought they had a win. Well, they said something, he can't sustain or something, like I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I guess I'm just fucked up. And if I'm that fucked up, I don't even know why they jump on this bitch. But yeah, you know, the thing about it is we don't get personal with different stuff. So I said, you know what? They want to get personal. And it ain't gonna get back to the subject. It's gonna get back to what he got, what I got. Just like they do anybody. They want to find some personal stuff because they lost. And it's a loss. They know. I don't think I'm saying to go back to the old path, and they're saying, no, we need to go get with the times. You guys need to submit to this evil that we doing. You need to be happy with the way things are going on today. The independent woman, the single parent households, we got the most. This is what reality is today. Live with it. If men want to do better, they would just bow down to it. Let's continue though. My boy came on there. Feminism, you know what I'm saying? Here he go. Feminism is the white man's fight with her white man for lacking her freedom of choice and work, vote, marry who she want to. Yeah. When have black men ever been in the power to oppress women? Black men had to tread dating black mark because of you are fighting with him over a fight that doesn't even pertain to you. Now modern feminism is here telling y'all don't need a man and be independent. If black men want that from a female, there are already white women out here to get that from. By doing so, y'all taking part in this country's agenda to wipe out the black community. And that's just what it is. See, when they had to drop bombs on us with Tulsa, Oklahoma, with Black Wall Street, they had to come and fight and fuck us up. That's when we were together. But now there's all these independent women, they can kill us indiscriminately anytime they want to. We have no unit. It's like having a gang in the area. You know what I'm saying? All y'all working together, can't nobody just come in. But when everybody independent, oh man, it's easy. So yeah, Miss Independent, you know, she's singing, Beyonce singing, and I bet, and she getting a check probably from the police department, probably from Children's Services. She probably getting a check to make sure that welfare. She probably getting a check from welfare. They say the welfare. We call these, makes these people want to be independent, so they can get welfare. And then welfare, man, you can continue on that. Dude, just shut up. Black man go and that's in the community that's already built by white men because you're too conquered to stay and build your own. Nobody said black men are depressing black women, you goofy. Oh, snap. Here we go. But if you don't call killing your own people every 5, let me see if they got any comments. Let me go back. Know what I'm saying? Ecclesiastes 7. Okay, my brother was there. He said Ecclesiastes 7, 25 and 26. My boy Elijah. Ecclesiastes 7, 25 and 26. And what does that say? I apply my heart to know and search and seek out wisdom and the reason of things, and to know the wickedness and folly, and even of foolishness and madness. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands are bands. Whoso pleases God shall escape her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. And that's what these women really are. The Almighty is warning against women who hate him. And these women hate God. How do you know they hate God? How can you say that? Well, you know these women hate God simply because they said those ways are old, and the modern day is how to do it. We're not going to go back to the old days and how we used to do it. No. And they said, I find more bitter than death a woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso please God shall escape her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. See, fools delight in sins. Fools mock at sin. They love sin. These women love sin. The Almighty said, love thy brother as thyself. These women hate their brother. It's obvious. You don't see me up here. You don't see me up here talking about F black women. No. That's just like when I talk about false gods and false books. I don't talk about Muslim people or the people. I talk about the doctrine of what they're living by. I don't talk about the person personally, because then they have a reason to get upset and be in their feelings. But I don't do that. I deal with the subject. But let me continue. Okay. If you don't call killing your own people every 5 hours oppressive, then I don't know what you think it is. Now, where are black men killing each other at a mass rate? Let's just everybody talk about Chicago. Chicago is independent woman central. I can guarantee you that the majority of those men, 90% and up, that killing each other are raised in a single parent household. So when she says, oh, but if you don't call killing your own people every 5 hours oppressive, then I don't know what you think it is. Yeah, it is. But those are raised by single women. Those are emotional niggas. Emotional, just like their mother, their single, independent mama. And the fact is, they're also weak body and soft like their mama. They have a father going to toughen them up. That's why a lot of women, it's good that you put them in football, you put them in wrestling so they can toughen up, be around brothers, so they know they can actually box it out with somebody. They can take a punch. They can deal with contact. Most of these single women don't have no manly man. They ready to shoot somebody in a moment's notice because they don't got no man toughening them up. They know they ain't gonna fight nobody. They get in a beef with somebody, they gonna shoot them. We see when men have fathers, they boxed it out with their hands. But not with these women, because they're not tough men no more. They got their pants down, showing their butt, just like this single woman that's raising them. We know if a man raised a little boy, he wouldn't show his butt. Not a straight man. So we see these people killing each other. Let's keep it going, though. Then I don't know what you think it is. And what man, at some point they had to evolve and allow their women to be productive in the world. Black men don't have to tread lightly dating black women. That's the other way around, because black women constantly take L's getting black men lead. Notice how you hadn't addressed any of the things that black men are actually doing. Okay, she said black women are taking L's and black men lead, but black women are number one in divorcing a man. Number one. Is the black woman divorcing their husband? I mean, black man divorcing their wife? No. Number one per capita. Notice how you hadn't addressed any of the things that black men are actually doing, because you're a nut if you think black men aren't causing chaos everywhere they go. Yeah, that's why I'm advocating black men to raise black men. I know black men are out of control because they're raised by Black women. Make fathers great again. In the past 5 years, you made what women in single face of single motherhood? You made white women the new face of single motherhood. Black women are not Black men's problem. Black men are their own problem, not the independent woman. Whether they be Black or white women, Black men love feminism and modern women. Black men are too slow to see that they made the modern woman by continually walking away from their daughters. Okay. They made modern women by continually walking away from their daughters. Now, I showed a case law, and I'm going to show that later, how an unmarried father ain't got no rights whatsoever. Now, a married father, because of no-fault divorce, has a woman has a man by that woman has that man by his balls. If she ever gets a divorce, he's gonna get the kids, alimony. Even though the only reason she married him because of his money, she married him because he can take care of her. He has resources to take care of his money. That's the reason she said she's going to submit to him, but she's not going to submit to him because she knows that she can take him for broke as soon as they get a divorce. That money is mine now, fool. You married me? That money is mine now, fool. It's a setup. Okay, not the independent woman, whether it be Black or white women. Black women love feminism. No, let me keep going. Black fathers are the first men that show their Black women that they don't need a man. When they leave, these young girls have no choice but to make it without them. Okay. Now, we know, right, like that movie Claudine, they made the Black man leave the house. They was getting welfare. Welfare was a trap. They say, well, when he left, and we're gonna read a case law where it says they just took all the rights from a man. They took all the rights from a man. Nobody want to talk about the laws in the books. Is this law wrong? I'm gonna read the law where it says an unmarried father don't have no right to his child. And the women gonna say yes. It's good that a man that have no right to his child until he go in front of government daddy and beg and hope he get it every other weekend. It's good that men are put in that position. We're not going to mention that men are put in that position when we say they left the household. We're not going to mention that at all. Let's continue though. Black men, wait, hold on. The whole race of men who are telling the women they have to go 50-50 in the same breath are getting mad and calling them modern. Well, ain't nobody talking about 50-50. Who's only man raised by women talking about some 50-50. A man's ahead. When you get that that's that feminism bullshit. Let's continue. Black men are the only ones angry, killing their own at rates higher than the Klan. Then you sound dumb talking about oppression, but want to lay up with your oppressor's daughter. Okay. I don't even know about it. He ain't talking to me about that. Now, she said that we killing ourselves rates higher than the Klan. No, not more than women in abortion. Abortion is higher than us and the Klan. Look it up. Abortion killed more kids that would have been grown if they didn't kill them. That's what abortion is. They would have grew up. They did not get killed. And imagine them making babies themselves. The aborted babies making up, multiplying. But they killed all these babies. But they want to talk about with the black man, the black on black crime, which, like I said before, it wasn't as much black on black crime when we had fathers in the house. We wasn't killing each other because we loved our own. We love our brothers. We love our men. We had a father in our house. It's only all this men hate because they took the father out the house. Now we got black men killing other black men, emotional because just like they mama killing other black men. Mad at the man, just like they single independent mama mad at men, ready to kill black men. He said, "Get you a dog." Yeah, easy. Okay, my sister, nonetheless. I said, Katrina, because she is my sister. Look, she said she liked it. She laughed at. Oh, that's Brittany laughed at that. She ain't even put nothing on that. I said when I noticed her and Brittany was trying to get personal, I knew that they were hurt, and personal attacks a sure sign of defeat. But we know how emotional women are, so civilized discourse and logic went out the window. As a man, I'm returning back to the woman. Return back to the woman when they are clear-headed and ready to talk again, not the blame game. The making of an independent woman is the divide and conquer strategy in the Black community. Look at the title, independent woman. Automatically, we know no other ethnicity or nationality woman would claim such a thing in regards to their people or man. I am attacking the independent one concept. If you are offended, then you have to look within yourself, because this is a public post. I ain't and by no means targeting you. It's simply targeted a feminist mentality. And the proverb do so: argue with a fool, and then it'll be no peace. So really, it said, y'all gonna cry until a white man comes and gives you something not to cry about. You never get up and go do what independent women are willing to do. Black women aren't waiting on them or you. If you want to own a dog, I'll just go out and date an average Black man and not minority who are actually out here building. Understand the whole concept of independent woman. Either she don't have no kids, living by herself, had no man, no nothing, gonna die alone or whatever, or we got a single mom. Both of those scenarios are toxic. Where's an independent woman with a husband working together? By definition, that's not an independent woman. So independent woman is all evil. You can't, it's like, I don't know. Maybe like I said, I don't want to call names. I said the problem is Black women are not claiming that we don't need women. We are claiming that the independent woman feminist mentality is breaking us up. I'm simply telling you to drop it. Turn to the days of old, like Black Wall Street, where we had one another. We were so powerful, the government had dropped bombs. Okay, and I'm gonna do a little bit more because I actually got to do something at 3. I got to talk about scriptures with my brothers. It's a Sabbath day. Okay, I'm about to get up off here and come back, but I wanted to do one more before I left, and I guess this one. Okay, let me just do this one right here. This is what I put. This is Ohio Revised Code. This is talking about custody of unmarried mother. An unmarried female who gives birth to a child is the sole resident parent and legal custodian of a child until court of competent jurisdiction issues an order designating another person as residential parent and legal custodian. He said another person. It didn't even say the father. It said another person in the Ohio Revised Code. Look this up. So a man don't have no right to his child, especially if he's not married. Now, if you did get a marriage contract, then you have only a right to your child till you get a divorce. Know about divorce court. What percentage of men get custody of the children in divorce? Let me go back to this. Sole residential parent and legal custodian. So what position is a man put in when he is not married, has a child? Well, you should have wrapped it up. Now you got to face the consequences. Now you ain't got no power, and you got to go in front of the judge or these biased lawyers to go see your child, and you know they're not gonna let you. So too bad. So now we got a fatherless child or a weekend father because you chose to do that, and I think that's okay. That's the ideal way of doing it. Well, it is what it is. It's the law of the land. They love the law. They talk about how no justice, no peace, and all this garbage, but they love this white man's law. She was just talking bad about the white man, how the white man did this and that. But you don't think he made it so fathers can't be fathers in the Black community? Huh? You don't think? Well, he did that to white people community too. Don't you think that if he's making, how much he's making, $55 billion through children's services and child support? When women get on child support because they got their child stolen and put in the system, so these women are on child support, and the government making billions of dollars taking their child from them. But you talking about, oh, the Black man, he just don't want to pay child support because, see, he don't really want to be. They don't really want to be fathers. Don't act like they really want to be fathers. They just don't want to pay that money. Black men don't want to be fathers. Black men hate fatherhood. The only people they're talking about is their ungodly ass. The only people they're talking about is the boys that were raised up under independent woman. This independent woman don't got no morals. She ain't got no values. So why is she gonna raise a man with values that want to take care of his kid? All these kids that you find that talk about don't want to take care of their kid, best believe they raised by a single mom. You think a man that had a mother and a father in his life, had a father in his life, is not going to be in his child's life? But he had a father growing up? Does that make sense? But right here it says, okay, well, if he had a child and he's not married legally through the state, because you can get married through your church, but if it's not legal through the state, then he don't have no rights whatsoever. And she can go and take that child, use them as collateral, use them as leverage. And that's the way it supposed to. Fuck it. You should have wrapped it up. You should have did that. So it is what it is. This child, you're gonna have to fight like hell. If you don't fight like hell, well, it don't matter because it's my baby. It ain't your baby. I'm gonna get child support from it. Nigga, you ain't gonna get nothing. You ain't even gonna be able to see him. But they say, you know what? Fuck the black man. He deserves that. And all I'm saying is this. They don't understand that they're smacking themselves in the head. I'm gonna finish off because I got to do something else. And I'm gonna say this one more time. Until these feminist women realize that they need fathers and they need to start backing up fathers who want to be in their child's life, then they have no hope for the future. The father was the best protection for his daughter. There's tens of thousands of fathers on Facebook right now fighting to be in their daughter's life. And these same feminist women don't give a fuck about them. They're lying within themselves. These same feminist women would never help a father in custody court, ever. They would never help a father be around their children. The only thing they do is talk shit about men. They have a real hatred. And, it's because they didn't have a father, but that's what I'm saying. When they make fathers great again, then they will have a lasting relationship, like in the days of old, because that man would have to prove himself to your father. Because if you had a father, you would know how a man supposed to treat you. Obviously, y'all made bad decisions. We don't see any of the happy women on my thing talking. We got all the single women. You don't see no married woman jumping on here coming at me crazy. You see all these miserable women who all types of bad decisions with no morals getting on here lashing at me. All right. But I have to go. I'm going to be back through.